If you desire to walk in alignment with your purpose, to live a life of joy, abundance, and fulfillment, you've come to the right place. This is Sarah Locke, and welcome to Purpose Unlocked. Today I want to talk about integrity. And to me, integrity means that you're a person that does what they say that they're going to do. And the reason that this topic has been burning inside of me this week is because I heard this statistic that more than half of people don't make it past their third podcast. Now, we know that everyone and their mother has started a podcast, and I think the statistic that was given was around 2 million people. But more than half of those people don't make it past episode 3. Now, what was crazy to me is that less than 90% of those people make it past episode 20. And the statistics that I was reading said that if you make it to episode 21, you are in the top 1% of podcasts for duration and longevity. So what this means is that you're not competing against every one of the 2 million people that have made podcasts. You're only competing against approximately 20,000 people who just chose not to quit. And I felt like this was really heart-wrenching because how many of us quit way too soon on our dreams? And I know that a lot of people may be saying, well, maybe a lot of those people tried it and decided it wasn't for them. Yeah, that's true. But I would say that 3 episodes isn't trying very hard. And I think if we want to pursue our purpose and walk in things that we're passionate about, it is going to be hard. It is going to take a lot of work. And if you're a person of integrity, if you're a person that does what they say they're going to do, you're not going to give up so easily. And you're not going to give up just because it's hard. So the more I was ruminating on this, I was thinking about the times in my life where I've quit and I've decided that certain things aren't for me. So I wanted to come up with 3 questions that we could ask ourselves before quitting to know if quitting is really the right decision, or if we just need to push on, persevere, and try a little bit harder for a little while longer. The first question is, do I genuinely hate this? And that's a really hard question to answer right away. And you're going to have to take time to answer the question because most people do hate things that they're not good at. And we tend to like things that we are good at. The question is, if you could get good at it, would you still hate it? So if after answering both of those questions, you're still like, I don't even have a desire to be good at this, that's not for me, then yeah, then it's probably not for you. And for me, growing up, that thing was sports. I don't like sports, and I'm not good at them, and I'm okay with that. And as an adult, I've found other ways to stay healthy and active and social, but obviously as a kid, sports is usually that outlet. I wasn't going to get good at soccer. I wasn't going to get good at field hockey. And I really like not getting hit by the ball. So therefore, I wound up quitting. And I still stayed friends with those people, but sports, not for me. Question number 2. Do the people at the top have the type of life, enthusiasm, and fulfillment that I desire for my life? If the people that you look up to, the people that you think are the absolute best, aren't as enthusiastic about what they're doing, or they're not happy, or you might be really lucky and actually be really close with them, one of those people could be a friend or a mentor or a colleague. If you can talk to them and figure out, you know what, this is actually not what I want for my life long term, then it's okay to make that pivot. And for me, this was teaching, because I saw a lot of teachers that weren't getting the respect that they deserve. They weren't getting treated fairly by the leaders. They certainly weren't getting treated fairly by parents. And I just decided that wasn't the life for me. And I was really lucky that I have a cousin who is a phenomenal teacher. And I could only hope that at the top of my teaching game, I could be as good as her. And she was like, Sarah, like, if you're this miserable, because I was really, really not happy. If you're this miserable, like, this isn't for you. Like, I think you'd be happier doing something else. And I was, and I'm so glad she gave me that advice, because I didn't think I would like corporate America. I thought sitting behind a desk all day sounded incredibly painful, like no way. And I wound up loving it. I wound up getting amazing connections. I wound up growing as a person and doing a lot of things that I never in a million years thought I'd be able to. And you can too. It's okay to make the pivot if the long run game is not what you want. You don't want to stay invested in something that is not going to make you as happy as you want long term. And finally, number 3, are you at a turning point or a change in your circumstances where you're being presented with another opportunity to do something that is going to have a bigger impact and be more aligned with your purpose? For me, this was when I made the shift from making cooking videos to making these podcast videos. And if you're one of my amazing friends or family that follows me, you might be thinking, I don't remember seeing very many cooking videos. And that's because they were terrible. They were so bad. And I was terrified to get in front of the camera. I was stressed out about like showing the food at different angles. And food is messy when you're cooking it. So that didn't look good, but it was a mess. And I tried hard at it. I made a lot of cooking videos, and some of them actually turned out not that bad. But yeah, most of those have remained unposted. But I was so comfortable with cooking that that's where I started, because even though I was feeling really called to share something more meaningful that could really help people, I just wasn't ready to jump into that area yet. So cooking was something that I knew that I was good at, and I started getting more comfortable with the camera that way, so that when the time was right and I had the gumption to do it, I was able to make that pivot to the podcast videos. Now, don't get me wrong, I did not become great at that overnight either. I made so many first episodes, and obviously none of those got posted until the first episode was posted this year. So sometimes this journey takes a while, right? The journey walking into your purpose, stepping into your purpose, I get it. A lot of us are scared. And I was too, but as long as you're moving in the right direction and you're taking consistent action toward it, you are going to get there. So you're going to fail, and you're going to be really bad at first. And first you're going to be so terrible that you realize you're terrible. And then you're going to be not so terrible. And then your future self is going to look back and still cringe and think it was terrible. So I can only hope that in a year's time, when I've had a lot more practice doing this and have gotten better at speaking and delivering a message, that I can look back at these first videos and be like, oh, well, that could have gone a lot better. And I'm sure that I will, because we're always improving. If you don't look back on your past self 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 2 years ago, and you don't think like, oh my gosh, I am so glad that I've grown and improved since then you're not making the growth and improvement that you need to be making to reach your goals. If this video was convicting at all, I apologize, but I'm not sorry, because I think that it's something that we all need to hear, that it's not okay to quit too early. But if you're someone needing accountability, always feel free to reach out. And if this message served you, please leave me a comment and a 5-star review so that I can get my message out to more people. I greatly appreciate all of your love and support. Thank you for the precious gift of your time. If you found this helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone you love. Until next time, count your blessings, love yourself, and stay fabulous.